Good evening. Your time now is 5:52. I'm Jeannette Reyes.
And I'm Kosar Abdi, and this is Off the Record.
Not for real. This is Off the Record.
What's up with you? So what's up with you?
Oh, are you talking
like
about
you're
for
in
this actual episode?
deep
Because I'm
thought
thinking
right
of like,
now.
what the hell I'm gonna talk about. What are we gonna talk about? I love how I lie to myself and think that I'm gonna get rest and it's gonna be like rejuvenating and refreshing. It was exhausting.
Well, you started vlogging, which I loved,
Yeah.
and I was able to oh yeah, go ahead. I already know where this is going.
But the thing is, my aunt, she's the kind of aunt that would be like, ¿Y quién te mandó? Like, who told you to who puts the camera right at the beach?
Don't call me, because I would have been like, did you put it in rice?
Girl.
Did you blow? I went for a promotion. I didn't get it. I was like a little sad about it, and I called Jeannette, and I was just like, yeah, like it didn't work. And she was like, damn.
No, I know.
Welcome back to season 3. Can you believe it? First, I want to just say happy birthday to Off the Record.
Yes, happy
What?
first birthday. Similar
child.
to having a newborn, it has been grueling, yet rewarding and fulfilling. Team no sleep, for real. It's flown by. I can't
Yeah.
believe that we hit the 1 year mark and we've made this much progress.
You know, it has and it hasn't, in the sense of I look back and I'm like,
I felt every week.
I love that journey for you. I'm kidding. No, but in a way, it feels like so much has happened that you look back and you're like, there's no way it could only be a year.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? We were on a little bit of a break, but we back, and we have such a fun season ahead. We do take the breaks so that we can chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Take the summer off, because we know you guys are going on vacation, doing a lot of exciting things. Summer has been a blur.
Yeah, it's flown
Yeah.
by, and in other ways it feels like it's been pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
But busier than I expected it to be. How about you?
For me, yes, but like more work-wise. I actually took my first vacation in August, and it was because I was covering the Diddy trial, and it went right into my summer.
Yeah.
Like that was, I think it was the first week of May, and it went well into all the way up until July. So then I like looked up and it's already summer, and I'm like, I ain't got no fits, I ain't got nowhere to go. This is like, so much is happening. And so then the last minute, this is how you know, and it's okay because I always love the quote. I think it was, God, I'm not gonna even pretend I know who said it, but it was like, there's some seasons that ask questions and some years that ask questions and some seasons that answer. And so for me, I'm like, this year it's okay that it's like, you know, I'm just figuring it out as I go. And then there's the years that you're like, oh no, I got a vacation in June, I got outfits planning in May and this and this. So I ended up having a week off in August. My husband and I were like, where are we going? And I was throwing out Aruba. Girl, don't ask me where Aruba is, but I was like, it sounds fun. And then I found out where Aruba was. I had 2 requirements, which was chill on a beach
Okay.
and then do nothing, but also like a short flight. So we did, and we ended up going to Puerto Rico.
And how long is that flight?
Once I saw it was near Colombia, ain't nobody told me it was off the coast of like Venezuela.
This girl.
I was like, okay, that's a little too far. So he was like, how about Puerto Rico?
Okay.
And so we went, and when I tell you,
You went to the Bad Bunny concert.
I went to the Bad Bunny concert.
How was that? I mean, is that even really a question? It's Bad Bunny.
Puerto Rico is everything I thought it was gonna be. Listen, you know me.
Yeah.
I love me some Puerto Ricans. And everyone was going there for the Bad Bunny concert, and I ended up, when we were there, deciding. And it was just like that kind of trip, right? Like
Spontaneity.
Yeah, you wanna go snorkeling? Let's go snorkeling. Like, you wanna go to the Bad Bunny concert? Sure. Loved it. How about you? You were in the Caribbean?
Yeah, I was, those were our cousins. So I was just like a hop, skip, and a jump away in DR for 3 weeks, actually, in July. And I went with my daughter, who's 3. So the whole purpose behind the trip, I was calling it Summer of Sea, like a 2-part series that I was doing on social media, because I wanted to immerse my daughter not just in the language, but also in the culture. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to DR for a longer period than I usually go for, which is like 5 or 6 days. And 3 weeks was the most we could do. And I'm going to sign her up for summer camp. There's some great summer camp options there that I did not know about beforehand. And my sister, when she found out, she was like, I'm going to sign up my 2 daughters who are also under the age of 10. Then my cousin over there was like, oh, I'm going to sign up my kids. So the 4 kids went to summer camp for 3 weeks. It was from 8 to 5 in the evening or afternoon. Fridays, it was from 8 to 2. They were gardening, they were in the river, the pool, they were roller skating, cooking, all the things. The best is when your kids come home so exhausted that they're begging for the bed. Like, that is just heaven. And that's how they were every single day. And it was amazing. It was so organized. They were so communicative. And it was everything we could have asked for. Mm-hmm. On the weekends, we would go to different parts of the island. So we went to the northern part, Las Terrenas. Then we went to Jarabacoa, which is in the heart of the country. And then we went to Santo Domingo, which is like my favorite area. It was great. It was absolutely exhausting.
Oh, I bet.
I love how I lie to myself and think that I'm going to get rest and it's going to be like rejuvenating and refreshing. It was exhausting.
Well, you started vlogging, which I loved.
Yeah.
And I was able to like, oh yeah, go ahead. I already know where this is going.
Y'all, no, so I did start vlogging the whole trip. And I made several mistakes. The first was I was not dumping my video at the end of every day because I was just like, like I have it right here. Who has time for that? I have 8 days of video saved up at this point. We go to this island off the coast of DR, the small island, and I set the camera where I think is far enough from the water at the beach. And I set it there, and there's actually video of this happening. So, I mean, at least there's that. And the waves just crash into the camera.
Do you see this in like slow motion happening, by the way?
I see it. I'm just like, God. I run to the camera, I pick it up, and I'm trying to see if it, like I'm turning it on and off to see if it'll work. Yeah. It seems like it's fine, but then it stops working. And then like I do all these things. Then I finally turn to my phone, ChatGPT, and I'm like, what should you do?
Finally. That was like the first chatty.
Yes. And it said, do not turn the camera on and off. I was like, okay. Do not try to press record. Okay, did that. Immediately take the SD card out. All right, let me go ahead and do it. It's like,
it was a list of what not to do.
Girl. And I was just like, wow. And it said the chip might be damaged if you did all of these things.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my aunt, she's the kind of aunt that would be like, ¿Y quién te mandó? Like, who told you to who puts the camera right at the beach? Then I am devastated, but I got to play it off. Mm-hmm. But I want everybody to get back on the dang boat and we are going home. I want to just be done for the day, but I got to play it off. So anyway, long story short, I called, actually, Josh, who is with our production company, Epic, he found out about my issues, recommended this program, which I can't remember the name of right now, and I recovered every single one of the files.
Get out.
Everything. And I learned my lesson about dropping everything, like putting everything in my drive. I'm still working on it. But yeah, I was able to save everything.
Don't call me because I would have been like, did you put it in rice?
Girl.
Did you blow? Did you blow in the little hole?
Yes, I literally blew in the hole. But no, so it was Lord, it was a roller coaster ride, but it was a good summer. It was I want to do it for a longer next time.
Don't get me wrong, it's funny because like anyone who's heard about it that knows you and knows me has been like, oh my God, this is amazing because she's gonna not only get to grow up going to the island, grow up around your family, but also like learn Spanish. And she does speak Spanish.
She does.
Because we talked about this where I'm like, everybody loves to say that their kid is bilingual, but I've never heard that kid not say hola, not say agua. Right, but I heard her, and she actually is bilingual.
Yeah, it's funny because she has the accents of her teacher. She goes to a Spanish immersion school, so she's got a little Salvadorian accent. But that's okay. You know what I mean? And now she's like in a class with Colombian teachers, so she's gonna pick up a little bit of a Colombian accent.
Yeah.
But no, it's great, and she'll have both sides. We went to Chicago right after, and Robert's family is from Chicago, so I'm hoping the goal is to make it a beautiful blend of both sides.
Oh, she's gonna have an amazing time.
So yeah. But I want to talk about you because you had enough going on here in the States back and forth with work, even after the trials, the Diddy trials.
Oh my God, so much.
You've been back and forth from LA to New York.
Been back and forth between LA and New York. It's funny because I keep thinking, when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
But as I'm in it right now, I'm just like, there's a lot going on. It's funny because I was telling you, I was like, I went for a promotion. I didn't get it. But I was like a little sad about it. And I called Jeannette. And I was just like, yeah, like it didn't work. And she was like, damn. No, I know. You just said something that cracked me the fuck. Like, we ended up dying laughing to the point where I couldn't even take it seriously anymore. I was like, you know what? It is. I could just laugh at it, and I just moved on from there. But
It's
do you
funny.
remember what you said?
I don't remember. I do remember you said, I got something to tell you. And I was like, don't piss me off.
Yeah.
Because I was nervous that it would be that. Because I just, I think it was the kind of thing where it's like it's kind of so frustrating that it's almost laughable.
Yeah.
And when I got off the phone with you, Robert couldn't believe what the actual topic was, because he was like, y'all are just cracking up.
Yeah.
But I guess that's how you cope. But I do want to ask you seriously, though, how do you feel about it? Once the dust settles, because it was shortly after you got the news, how do you feel?
You know what's so funny is, for the first time in my life, I'm actually, like, I could be a bit or Becky, right? Like, I could be someone who's like, oh, okay.
I'm burning this place down.
Yeah, right. I really do finally see when people say, like, everything happens for a reason. And I was in a really good place where I was like, it can go either way, right? This move would have obviously required me to go to LA, and we just bought a house. Don't ask me what the plan was, because the plan was like, we'll figure it out in real time. But I also was like, it can go any way.
Yeah.
I think what I realized is, like, did I put my best foot forward? Yes, I did. Are there circumstances outside of my control? Yes. And I think I've gotten to a point finally that I'm like, okay, well, you don't know what's behind the other door. And I really say that from experience. I really do think at my big 34-year-old age, my little 34-year-old age, that I can finally say, there have been so many times I've been devastated about not getting something, and there was something better that immediately came that was almost laughable that I was crying over something.
Yeah.
The other part of it too is, there are not many things I do get rejected for, right? Because I'm like, oh, like, I try to put my best foot forward, and fortunately things work out. But I'm learning now that it's okay for things not to go your way. And in fact, you end up playing small when things always go your way. We talked about that in one episode, where it's like, things kind of go your way because you're like, I know this, I'm gonna stay in this lane, and it's okay. And so now I realize that, like, maybe I did shoot a little bit above, but hell yeah, I did. And I should go there.
I'm gonna say what I gotta say, because there's only so much you can say. What made me frustrated for you is that this year, and especially in the last few months, particularly with the Diddy trial, like, I think you were the personification of what it is to be at the intersection of traditional and social media.
Yeah.
And having worked in the field, I see how challenging it's been for traditional media to find relevance and staying power and, hell, virality in amongst audiences that they're really kind of shooting for.
Yeah.
And the timing of you, not just like, it's different if it was like you were like competitive. You were the person that owned that space with the trial of the decade. That it was just like, man, you accomplished that much so close to this decision, and for it to not have been enough is probably something a lot of people can relate to, particularly Black women can relate to. But that's what I meant by, like, sometimes you can only laugh at how frustrating things are. So I will say that piece because, yeah. So anyway, but you're right. I will say that what's yours is yours, and that people can't take that away from you. I'll also say that ultimately, sometimes you look back at our big age, you realize sometimes you're thankful that some things didn't work out. Like, you're like, thank God I didn't get my way.
And it's funny because I'm already seeing that. I'm already like, you know what?
But I don't think you overshot. Sorry, I have to correct you. I don't think you overshot.
I appreciate that.
I think sometimes you're bigger than something and you don't realize it because there has just not been a space created for someone like you. Does that make sense?
I appreciate that, and that's like a perspective thing. It's interesting because I feel like in this industry, right, and it's something that we've connected over many times, because it's, for the longest time, Jeannette and I have been like, oh, we haven't been friends that long. We actually haven't been friends that long, right? Because we met in 2019. Now we're getting to a point where I'm like, she'll say something, I'm like, I was there. I was there. And I was like, okay, now we kind of we're like inching closer to being friends for a long time.
I knew it was like a lot when I was like, dang, I met her before Jordan was ever even
So like, you remember when I met my husband? Yes. Bella wasn't even a thing, right? So that's why I'm like, oh, now I'm starting to see. And the reason why I bring that up is because then we've been through several moments, several changes, and you realize that like some things get frustrating because in this industry particularly, right, in entertainment, and this could be if you're an actor, if you are a singer, whatever it is, right, is you could be the most delicious cheesecake with strawberry on top. And if they're not looking for cheesecake, then I'm sorry. They wanted a cupcake instead, right? Yeah. And it's just, that's what it is. And so it can feel disheartening because you're like, what could I have changed? And the answer is nothing. There's nothing you could have done. Yeah. And I think that almost is more hurtful sometimes than, actually, you know what? I don't like your face, or I don't, not even that, but like, I don't like your voice, or like, you're not good enough because you didn't do this and this and this. It's like, oh, okay.
I was thinking about you saying like, is that more or less hurtful? When you realize there's literally nothing you could have done.
I think it's
I think it's less hurtful though when you realize, oh, I'm amazing. Like, it's not like you're so bad that like you will never be that person.
You're hopeless.
But it's like, man, I'm so amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like a circle and a square peg. What is it? Peg, is it, girl? I don't know. I'm looking at her. No, we're both bad at idioms. But I think it's that. I think sometimes you are so amazing when they tell you there's nothing you could have done. I think it's literally that. You're a cheesecake, a slice of cheesecake, and they don't like that.
They wanted a cupcake.
And they wanted a cupcake. But, you know,
that's a good perspective shift. Because to me, it's more hurtful just because it's like, well, damn, what can I do? I don't know what the answer is of what you can do. And there's so many times I'm back in therapy, and it's like so many times where I want to just be like, maybe this is it for me. Like, maybe this is what I got to as far as I needed to get to. And that's it. Cause like, I ain't got nothing else. Like, I got no more tricks up my sleeve and whatnot. But those are the times too, and this is where experience helps you. Those are the times that your phone rings out of nowhere. And I call those God nods. I stole this term from someone because it's like, there is nothing that can explain when I didn't do anything. I was literally just walking minding my own business, and a phone call just comes through my phone, and it's like, hey, how would you like this amazing position that you have been dying for? Or like, somebody gave me your number. And so those are the moments where you, like, when you are at your moment, you are ready to give up, and you're like, I ain't got nothing more. That's it. The gas tank on no drinks on me. That those moments come through. Yeah,
no, I totally agree. I agree. And I'm excited to see what's next. We've had our conversations about what the future looks like, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Do you feel like in this space where like now you're carving your own path, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's less that you don't deal with those moments as much? Because now you're like, you know what? I'm gonna make it, and you guys can come, rather than I'm gonna try to chase something.
That's actually a good question. I hadn't thought of it that way, but I think it does come down to that. I'm creating the positions that I want, as opposed to going to someone and hoping that I can fill the role that they have open. It's nice, but it can also be scary because you are creating the blueprint, right? You're bringing your own vision to life, and it ends and starts with you. But so
I ain't got no one else to blame.
Listen, I be looking around and I'm like, dang,
y'all just don't like me. Okay.
Right. So what I'm working on now, it's an ebook. It's called Primed to Pivot. Tagline is, what if your pivot was always the plan? And it's basically reframing and turning on its head this conversation that we have around whether it's our second act or I say it's not a plan B, it's your plan A realized, but how your pivot isn't the fallback. It's not, well, plan A didn't work out. Yeah. It's the moment that you've been preparing for up until that point. I want people to be excited and more optimistic and more encouraged when a door does close, or when someone says, hey, you know, whether it's laying you off or the position's been eliminated, I want there to be a more positive and encouraging conversation around that, especially because it's happening a lot now, particularly with Black women. This year, like hundreds of thousands of Black women have been losing their jobs. I'm excited to step into that conversation and hopefully show people how I was able to do it, the mindset that I adopted, the tips and tricks that I applied that really helped me, as well as the things that I wish I had done differently. But it's really been born out of a lot of conversations that I've had with women about their careers. And sometimes it's similar to us. I went all my life for this dream job. I got there and either one, it checked the box, I'm good, I want something different, or I'm not happy and I want something different. I decided—
I checked D, all the above.
Listen, all right. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I think there's an opportunity here to talk about this.
I do agree this. I mean, that's one thing I hear the stories about this job market, particularly in media.
Yeah.
Right? And it's so frustrating because I think I always say like we're children of the recession. I graduated high school, it was a recession. Right after, there another recession. Like it just feels like we were constantly in a declining market. And it's frustrating because you're like, I grew up and I had these dreams of being in an industry that I don't know if it's going to exist and looks vastly different from even when we first started.
Yeah.
And so I really feel when I hear the stories about people that are younger than us that are trying to navigate this job market, and it's like, it can be so demoralizing to be applying time and time and time again. And then at one point you start looking at yourself, right? You feel like maybe I'm not worthy enough, right? And that's one thing that like we really have to be able to like detach from the fact that it's like, no, it's not you, right? And in fact, someone said this, I was doing a panel and it always stuck with me because she said that in these times of uncertainty can lie the most opportunity. I'm paraphrasing, but it's like basically when nobody kind of knows what they're doing, they're looking for what works. So they're like, if you even trying to put yourself out there, or when these industries want you to do 3 jobs in one, you have more liberty to be like, okay, let's do this that I've always wanted to do, right? When there's a million people ahead of you or there's gatekeepers, you don't get those opportunities. And you know what that's like, right? When you like try to pitch an idea and they're like, yeah, no. And you don't even have the chance to talk to the person in charge. If I could offer just like that little glimmer of that silver lining, it's like in these times and where there's a mess, it's the time to just like put yourself out there and try to look for the opportunity. Where's the hole? What can I fill? And maybe sometimes it's not staying within your job description and realizing that like maybe we're a hybrid. So I was talking to a stylist of mine and he was talking about how he wanted to do PR as well, right? Because he's like, oh, if I style someone, then I can like pitch and be like, this would be great for this kind of photo shoot. And I can pitch in a magazine. I'm like, that's the kind of hats that we have to wear now, right? It's not just I'm a stylist, but like I'm a stylist and then who does PR? And that's why I think, for example, like Law Roach is so great. He created the term image architect. What jobs can we create? What titles can we create in these moments?
It might seem hard if you are in the position where you're looking for jobs or a place that values you, but there's an opportunity for you to create something that fits you like a glove. So I went to NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, the convention in Cleveland, earlier in August, actually. And I had 3 panels there. The recurring question and comment that I had was, how did you pivot? Why did you pivot? And what did you do in order to achieve the success that you've achieved? And one, it's refreshing to hear people being open to it, that still love their jobs, that, hey, like I kind of want to do it my way, you know? And I feel like there's going to come a point where I have no choice the way the industry's going. And one of the things that I tell people who are younger is prepare to pivot at some point, right? Like the economy that we have now is not the economy of our parents. No. You have to be a jack of all trades. You have to be multi-hyphenated. That's what's encouraged and that's what's required of you. And the best thing you can do is to prepare to pivot and pivot from a position of power and leverage. So that's what I'm going to be dedicating a lot of my time to in the coming months with the book. I'm hoping it really resonates with people and that it's like a useful resource. How did it come about? You know, I never intended on talking about it. In fact, when I left news, I was intentional about not discussing it. But I get so many DMs, like several times a week, DMs from people, especially in news, but just in general, that it was the most efficient way to kind of answer those questions. But I also felt like it was almost my duty to share what I learned and what I would have done differently. Like I'm a big believer in mentorship. Emma Grede says it's really good, like scaling mentorship, essentially so that people don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Like why allow people to make mistakes or waste time or get unnecessarily frustrated when you can share a little bit of what you've learned along the way. So that's how it came about.
I like it. And I do agree. I mean, in this economy, it's so interesting to see when like jobs are like, yeah, you can't do anything else.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't afford not to do
kind of a red
everything
flag.
else.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's like you can't have the same structures that you used to, where it was like, if you're not offering me 30 years in one spot anymore, then I'm gonna be looking over here, this recruiter, to see what they're doing and move around like that.
It reminds me of an analogy that I'd come up with. You should treat your job like a lease, not a mortgage. And it's this idea similar to what you're saying, where it's like with a lease, you are expected to, at certain checkpoints, do I want to renew? Is this working for me? Like, it's not, you shouldn't feel guilty. It is built into the agreement. And the other side can also choose not to renew. With a mortgage, you feel like if you don't stay there for a long time, did you really get your money's worth? Was it really worth it? The expectation is that you stay there for a long period of time. And I think reframing the way we look at jobs and make it more similar to how employers look at jobs would go a really long way. But speaking of being busy and working and hustling and all of that, do you feel the pressure of, I need to get pregnant by this time, and oh my gosh, I'm running like a chicken with her head cut off to get all of this stuff done before that?
I will say absolutely, because there are just certain things that shift, right? Your priorities are going to shift. Not even that, being physically pregnant and how demanding
even
the
in a
job
healthy
is
pregnancy.
in a healthy pregnancy, knock on wood. But like, yes, and fortunately, like it's not like Jordan's at the door, right? And in fact, when we talk about it, we're like, yeah, another year. Perfect. Okay. Like, see you next year. But I think both of our parents are like, okay, what's going on? And like, we're starting to get the questions and whatnot. And I also do think that another thing that feels a lot of pressure is people are like, oh, but then you have to have two back to back. Like you can't just do one. And so I'm like, all right, so bank in 4 years of slowing down. And I realize like everything that I want to do, all the goals that I have, whether that's like all the stuff that I'm doing independently, and then obviously my day job, I'm like, I don't know how to fit it in. And something you said stuck out to me, which is there's never going to be a right time, right? And I agree with that, but I also think that it's like, I love, like, one of my coworkers right now, his wife's pregnant, and I'm like, I love this for you. Like, you going to work talking about, yeah, my girl, like, we're about to have a kid. And I understand. I'm not saying I know that Jordan's going to be really excited and whatnot, but he's not the one who's physically going to be pregnant and then have to be on air while his feet are swollen, face looking crazy, like,
trying
all
to find outfits that are flattering on you. Because I'm gonna tell you, the clothing industry for moms has not evolved, girl. Because I was an anchor at the time, and it was brutal. There are clips that I want to burn because I'm like, wow, I really wore that on here. There's never really a right time, because I've asked myself, you know, since I've had Bella, like, would this have been a better time? Would next year? And I'm like, no, there's always something. There's always something. And it's really just confirmed to me that there is never a good time. There's also never a good time, a perfect time, to have a second kid. I'll tell you that right now. So you're going to run into that too. And
apparently, according to everyone, 18 months after.
Oh my gosh. I think theoretically, yes. Like, one of the things that I wish I had thought about that didn't even cross my mind was, okay, how far apart in age do you want your kids to be? And so maybe timing your first pregnancy according to that.
Yeah.
I was not thinking that. And part of me kind of feels bad that Bella is, you know, the second kid. She might be 4 years older than him or her. I wanted them to be close in age. My sister and I are 15 months apart. So I have offered you no encouragement, no silver.
Like, that said,
I'm gonna pray for you. But no, I mean, the great thing is you have a support system. Yeah. And y'all are responsible and you'll figure it out.
But listen, over this past weekend, I went to go see my nieces. Now, they are 18 months apart.
They are.
And I was a mother for the weekend, y'all. I was like, if I ever had mommy 101 training, it was with them. Because you guys have to understand, like, I don't see kids. The kids are not in my,
You don't realize that.
I'm the person texting her like, will this kid shut up on the plane? And now I'm like, oh, I don't know what that mother's going. I feel for the mother, because I was a mother for a weekend. But I'm so detached to the point where my husband was very concerned that I was not around kids enough. And no, I was asking like real remedial questions. Like, and so he started to be like, wait, what is going on? But yeah, I'm the youngest. My sister doesn't have kids. And so I wasn't around. I'm like the closest person to me right now. My cousin is the only one who like had kids.
And she's in LA.
So, yeah, and she's in LA. So like I don't get to see her enough. So then I went to go see them. And especially particularly because they're so like, one would not get off my hip. Like everything was up. And so I was trying to pack with one hand, a baby in the other. And I was like, oh my God.
But what you do if you're
That was you. That was me. But it made me even more like see the reality and know that my life is going to change. In one moment, I'm flying to LA. My husband's like, okay, well, I'm going to the airport too because I'm going to Florida. I have something to do. And I realized you can't do that when you have kids. Like, I understand, and we both are very aware of the freedoms that we have,
which is
right
good.
now.
I appreciate people like that. So when we were coming up a couple of weeks ago, I was going to ask you to watch Bella for a few hours. And when I tell you, like, I told Robert, Mona is paranoid enough that I trust her with my kid. Like, you like a good paranoid person.
Right, I'm not gonna come back without your kid. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Right. So I'm not concerned about you. I think you got a healthy level of paranoia. Some people, when they're too relaxed, it's like, give me the kid.
Right, you're like, I
need you to be a little worried.
Never. But no, what I realized though is the kind of responsibility. And what I love is the friends that I have, they're really honest about motherhood. Ain't nobody like, this is like rainbows and roses over here. They're like, so I kind of miss my life. But I love my kids. And that I need that full picture, because then I will be a little bit more going into it. I'll be like, it's a season, right? Everything's a season. The newborn phase is a season. The toddler phase is a season. And I don't think it's about like, oh, but you did the club and you did all this stuff. Like, what more do you need?
We will multitask though. You will do that.
We will
and raise it. Because we sure do it at my house.
Which I hope that then I'll have kids and be like, oh, ha, 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 I was making it such a big deal. Now me and my kid are at the club.
Not you taking the kid to the club. The kid's the plus one.
Just kidding. You're right.
But no, I'm excited to see, gosh, maybe what, season 4? No, I'm sorry. That's too soon. Sorry, our seasons are not year long.
I was like, whoa.
Maybe season 6.
Maybe. I've been trying to time it with this girl.
I gave up on that. I told Robert, I'm going to do it with Mona. This girl lied to me.
I sure did.
And Robert came up, he is waiting, knocking on the door. It's like, but Mona said 1 more year. So you got me in trouble. But
I said September, spring, summer, 2027.
Well, anyway, that's what's been happening this summer and what we're going to be worried about and excited about in the coming months and years. Season 3 of Awf The Record kicking off.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
You're
the
excited?
Conversations, just how we've all grown with the show, the audience that we've built. We're so happy for you guys. So happy for you guys. Like, we're so happy for you. We're happy
so blessed
for
by
you guys.
us.
Like, as in for you to be there. I know. I'm like, I love this journey for you. No, I'm so happy that you guys are here. And if y'all could just do us a favor and like subscribe, support us, because that support means the world and it goes so far. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode and for supporting us all the way up to season 3. We will see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Awf The Record and Instagram at Awf The Record Podcast. We will see you on the next one.